Alright, so back with another video, and today I want to talk about setting yourself a standard and people setting themselves their own standards, and kind of a level they have to adhere to, a level they have to kind of put themselves on and attain for basically to be acceptable almost to themselves. And it's very important that you do set yourself a standard. And obviously this standard can range from when you're just starting out, you want to do better. So you'll, let's say, oh, I'm going to eat healthier, train more, do more work. But when you really want to be successful, when you really want to do the best that you can and be the best version of yourself that you can, you should set an extremely high standard for yourself. And it should not be limited to one aspect of your life. You shouldn't just set a standard for yourself, be it physically. You shouldn't just aim to get big and strong. You shouldn't just aim to get smart. You shouldn't just aim to make money. Because no one is really impressed by the big guy in the gym that doesn't have any money or is just a complete dumbass. He's probably got like 2 brain cells. You don't want to be that guy. No one's impressed by the guy that's making tons of money but he's in terrible shape and he's really scummy. No one's impressed by the guy that's super smart but he's really nerdy, terrible with conversations, and he's in terrible shape again. Like, you've got to set a standard for yourself so you're not just stuck at one point. If you set a standard, you've got to set that standard across the board. Okay, I want to be this level, I want to be making tons of money. Okay, but if I'm going to do that, I want to make sure I've got a good physique as well. I'm active and able physically. I'm strong. I can run for long periods of time. I can run fast. I can lift heavy weights. I look good. Okay, so there we go. I'm making lots of money. I'm strong. I've got a good physique. Okay, what else do you want? Then you've got to look at, okay, I've got to be knowledgeable. I've got to be smart. I've got to know my way around learning about people and different conversations and different topics. Got to have a wide variety of general knowledge. You can't just set a standard for one area of your life. You've got to set the standard for everything, and you've got to set that standard high, and you've got to aim and strive for more. Now this is what I believe, and this is what I believe all people should strive for. They shouldn't accept mediocrity. They shouldn't accept the being average in every area but one. Like, across the board, if you put every skill, every kind of aspect of your life and rate it 1 out of 10, like where does everything come out to? What level out of 10 is it going to be at? Is everything going to be 3s? Have you got a couple of 7s and a couple of 2s? What does it look like for you? Because what it should look like is 7s or higher across the board. You should aim to have no 0s. You should aim to have, maybe set yourself standard, okay, I don't want anything below a 3 or a 4. I want everything above a 4. And yeah, and you strive to improve everything daily. So your standard is, your minimum is above average in that area. And if you're above average in every area, then you're going to be so much better off instead of the people that are just above average in one area. Because you've got such a wider skill set, such a wider, vaster amount of knowledge and ability when it comes to physicality and that sort of thing, you'll just put them to shame. You'll brush them out. It's easy. But you've got to set yourself that standard in the beginning of how far are you going to push yourself, how good are you going to become, what level are you going to take it to, and what point do you want to reach? As a young man now, I want to be able to knock everything off the board, to be able to have such high stats out of 10. I want to be on 9s across the board. I want to have that 9 out of 10 physique. I want to have that 9 out of 10 fighting ability. I want to have the 9 out of 10 money. I want to be making 9 out of 10 on money. I want to be great with relationships. I want to be really knowledgeable in the subjects I'm interested in. I want to have a wide interest of knowledge. I want to know tons about tons of stuff. It's not just limited to a certain few subjects. I want to have such a vast amount of knowledge that I can have a conversation with anyone about anything, and maybe learn different languages so I can do it with people from different countries as well. Because you don't know, first of all, you don't know when you could have that conversation with someone, and that conversation could change your life and change your viewpoint, break a limiting belief and put you in a completely new position where you're going to make progress. You don't know when you're going to talk to someone who could present you with an opportunity that could change your life. So you've got to be prepared for that. And the best way to do that is to be proficient and perform as well as you can in every aspect of your life. Because if you see someone, if someone sees you and they say, okay, he's in shit shape, he obviously doesn't take care of his body, he obviously doesn't have any self-respect, yeah, he's making a little bit of money, but he just doesn't look very good, he's got really terrible personal hygiene, he doesn't speak very clearly, he's got terrible personal skills and communication. I don't want to work with someone like that, because they've got no self-respect, they don't keep their word, they sit there and they eat unhealthy, they're a bad influence on the people there would be a bad influence on the people I'd already work with. That's the type of view you're going to get if you're not proficient in every aspect. Whereas if that other version of you comes along and you're insanely fit and healthy, you dress well, you've got really good self-hygiene, you present yourself in such a way that's just remarkable to other people, they'll look at you and they'll think, okay, he's got his life together, he's fit, healthy, he speaks well, he holds eye contact, he's got really good body language, he listens well. If you've got all of those aspects, he's interested in the topics that I'm interested in. He knows a certain amount about this topic. He does things this way and this way, but he's open to new ideas. If you're proficient in every area, then there's so much more coming your way. You're going to have so many more opportunities, so many more chances to succeed, because you're outstanding in every area. Because you've got the ability to perform in each area. You can pursue business in so many different areas. You can pursue money in so many different areas. You can meet so many different people from so many different backgrounds of life because of maybe the rooms you're in due to your abilities. Like, you cannot just limit yourself by saying, oh yeah, I've accomplished this one thing, I'm pretty smart now, I've read a few books, I know a little bit about this one pretty niche subject. Great, now what else do you know? Like, you're not actually helping yourself at all by knowing something about one subject. And don't come and say, oh, I'd rather know a lot about one thing than nothing at all. That's not the point. Of course you would. But I'm saying, set yourself the standard that you'd rather know a lot about everything. You'd rather be proficient and exceptional in every area than just being mediocre and above average in one. Like, what do you really expect to come of your life if you're just going to be bang on average and accept mediocrity in one aspect? Like, if that only aspect that you're actually good at, and even then you're only a 4 or 5 out of 10 at it, like, what do you really expect to come from that? You should aim to start off, get everything to a 3 or a 4, then push everything up to a 5, and you should simultaneously be able to work on everything to be able to push every one of your skills up and up and up, and it gets easier because you get better at it. As you get stronger in the gym, you lift heavier weights, and then your muscles get bigger again and again. It's all about progressive overload. As you get richer, you put yourself in the right rooms for networking, for making more money, and then you develop other skills. You develop talking to people, and all of these different aspects of your life, they play hand in hand. It's like a knitted jumper, like a scarf of your life, and you've got to understand that these different threads, all of these different aspects, they play a massive role, and only together can you form your ideal person, your ideal personality, the real way you want to be, the real person you want to be. But you have to be outstanding in every area. So what I'm saying is, you've got to set yourself the standard of pushing yourself in every area and trying to expand on everything you know, trying to expand on everything you do day in, day out, trying to do better, so that you're not just stuck in that one position, being just making excuses and being accepting of the idea that you're good enough. And it's not that, no, not the idea that you're good enough, the idea that you've made it, because you haven't. You should constantly be striving for more. You should constantly be striving for more. You should constantly be aiming to do better in every aspect, to make more money, to get into better shape, to be a better role model, to talk better, to present yourself better, to have better style, to have better fashion, to develop your personal brand, whatever it may be. You should aim to do better in it. And you can do well in one area, but if you're not doing well in the areas that are going to benefit from that one area, or if you're not doing well in the areas that are going to help you improve the other area, then it's just not going to work. I could become a great speaker, public speaker, but if I'm not in the right rooms, if I don't have enough money to go and put myself in the right rooms, if I'm not in good enough physical shape, physical shape, who's going to respect me as a public speaker if I'm not in good shape, if I'm not setting a good example, setting a good role model, that good thing to get people to listen to you? Yeah, you may be good at speaking, but what was he done? Yeah, he can speak well, but he's not you can't give a talk on being physically strong if you're in shit shape. And you should aim to improve every aspect of your life as much as you can. Push everything to the max and don't leave any aspect behind. Aim to get smarter, get stronger, get more money. Aim for everything to go up so you can actually improve as a whole and not just in one area. And yeah, there may be the odd thing that comes up and you're like, oh, I need to work on this. But then you realise, okay, this is what needs my work at the minute. That doesn't mean I'm going to throw everything else out the window. What can I use that I already have to improve this one area? If you get everything up to a 4 or a 5 on that scale of 1 to 10, and you've got 2 things left that are on a 0 still, it's going to be so much easier to get them up to a 4 or 5 than it would be that first one that you need to get to a 4 or 5. So just use your skill sets to improve yourself more and more. And as you improve everything else, it becomes easier to improve one skill at a time, because you've developed your abilities and your skill set and your knowledge and everything else to such a point where you can use all of the different things you've learned, all the different skills and whatnot, you can use them to then advance yourself in other areas. As I said, it all plays in together to help you kind of progress. It's not just one thing that's going to help you become that dream person. It's a group of things, ideas, people you surround yourself, how you present yourself. It's so many different things that come into play a role, and you've got to understand that. And that is how you're going to be successful, by dominating in every aspect that you can, by doing your best, by improving as much as you can. So just remember, please set yourself a standard of being exceptional and not being just average. You should strive for more. You should strive to be physically able. You should strive to be stronger than as many people as you can. You should strive to be a better fighter. You should strive to make more money. You should strive to be able to present yourself and talk to people better. You should strive to surround yourself with better people as well. But that doesn't all happen immediately. You slowly build it up layer by layer, level by level, point by point. And when you look back in 5-10 years, you'll realise, I've put so much work and time and effort into myself that I'm now at this level. But I could not have done it with only focusing on one aspect. You could not have done it from only focusing on one aspect. You realise at that point that everything plays a big role in your life, and you've got to advance everything together. So just remember, set yourself a standard, hold yourself to that standard, and work hard for it. Go get it, and I'll see you tomorrow.